My name is Mark van Wyk. I'm co-founder of Infra Impact Investment Managers, a fund manager focusing on mobilizing capital into spaces of impact. And our first fund was focusing more on infrastructure investment, and we're currently managing money out of our mid-market infrastructure fund 1. We believe that our portfolio companies partner with us because they see similar values in us as to what they have, and also believe that we can contribute to the success of the business. We hire deeply passionate people with highly skilled competencies to add value to our portfolio companies. We look to add to companies' strategies and help them execute on strategies, focusing on talent management and talent acquisitions. Also supporting companies in terms of where they're scaling, using acquisitions to scale to get more efficiencies and to get to critical size. And then also focusing on just general growth and building growth engines within portfolio companies for them to achieve their objectives. Last but not least, also focusing on ESG issues in our portfolio companies, so it enables them to focus on environmental, social and governance issues, which we believe is critically important for the long-term sustainability of the businesses, and then also for the growth within the businesses. The vision for Infra Impact is to be a multi-generational trusted partner to both local and international investors that want to leverage the power of the private markets to address poverty, inequality, and to protect our planet. We will continue to build funds that will address what we believe to be market failure, and at the same time where we see structural issues in the market that we can benefit from for the benefit of our clients to generate our additional return. We will continue to develop new funds, whether that be infrastructure funds, credit funds, or other private equity funds. So we're a multi-generational, multi-fund, trusted partner solving issues. I started working in the impact investment space of looking to raise capital as an investment banker for businesses that have been doing good. Impact investment space is a unique investment opportunity because the challenges that exist within society that need to be solved in some cases are business opportunities. And if we can mobilize capital behind the right companies and individuals and ideas that can address challenges and create a return for our clients, that is a good investment opportunity. And our investment philosophy is based on that we investing into quality companies, focusing on big market opportunities, and we investing into those businesses at attractive valuations or risk-adjusted return expectations. And we believe with those three elements of quality, growth, and valuation cross over, that is the space where we should be spending our time and energy and efforts to generate returns for our clients. From the start, we knew that we need to build a multi-generational business, and a business that benefits more than just the people that work in the business, the people that own the business, but also societies at large. And we have identified multiple different needs in terms of where we, as a group of people, felt that we need to make some contribution to solve. What inspires me and drives me is that the firm believes that capital correctly applied can overcome the challenges of the past. And that belief is within me every single day, because the challenges that we have today as a nation and as a world can be overcome if people work together and collaborate. The challenges that we have in South Africa is high unemployment. and specifically unemployment within the youth. An overarching objective for all our funds and all our businesses we invest into is to create jobs and to treat their workers fairly within the ambit of the law, but also just to be fair to all employees. We recently invested into a business that was a hyper-growth, hyper-scale business. It's called Too Much Wi-Fi. What this business does is it actually provides very affordable, cheap access to broadband infrastructure that enables people to be part of the digital transformation journey. And at the same time, while we're delivering that service, we're absorbing labor. We're absorbing labor, mainly youth and unemployed individuals that needs a first-time job. And I think we all understand the importance of having that first job and what it sets us on a journey in terms of our career developments going forward. And so in this business, our objective is to create more than 250 jobs with a relatively small investment that we've made into the business, and in partnership with other institutions locally and internationally to scale that business so that it can be sustainable to generate returns for our clients, but at the same time, with the digital infrastructure transformation, make our economy more productive and more competitive. And while we're doing that, we're also absorbing labor. So this is a perfect example as to how we can use financial innovation, entrepreneurship to address challenges, but at the same time generate returns for our clients. A big challenge for us in terms of the sectors where we're investing into has been the water sector. So water as a natural resource, as a human right, has been unfortunate in South Africa, been a severe risk for us as a country. So I think we're the 32nd driest country in the world, one of the countries in the world with the highest levels of per capita consumption of water, and very little preservation and reuse of water. And as a result also of the custodians of the water infrastructure in our country, mainly being the public sector, the constitutional right has been given to water service authorities and water service providers. There is a big risk that we could potentially be exposed to severe water risk as a nation going forward. I think we've just, in Cape Town, we live the reality of coming very close to a day zero, and the impact that had on our local economy, but also just the fear. That was due to droughts and other different reasons, but in other parts of the country there is water scarcity, not necessarily due to droughts, but just because of poor management. The slow pace of reform within the water sector, allowing for the private sector to participate in the sector in a more meaningful way, has been quite challenging. If we look at the amount of demand and support from our clients, institutional investors that also see the challenge of wanting to solve the problems, there is great support to solve the challenges, and just for the incumbents to allow for those that want to help to come and help. And I think that is the challenge that we face currently. The impact of not having electricity or energy security in the country is massive. It reduces all foreign direct investment. It reduces local investment. It impacts on the poorest of the poor, where factory workers are working in a factory and the electricity goes out. They're getting paid an hourly wage. They get sent home as a result of there not being electricity. And so where we think it might be, from a household perspective, it's a challenge. To the broader economy and as to how it impacts, different parts of society, is quite severe. We embarked on a journey of researching how to invest safely into the sector. And in our space, in our new fund currently, our mid-market infrastructure fund, we've invested into what we call commercial and industrial energy. Just recently, we invested into the residential gated community energy sector, where we're also looking to provide the similar energy security to gated communities across the country, where we become a primary energy service provider for thousands of people living in gated communities. Muntu, Ungumuntu, Ungubantu. I am who I am because we are. And that is something that we embrace. Our first value as Infra Impact is the passion for our people. We're deeply passionate about South Africans as a people and as a nation, and we're deeply passionate about our country's environment. And that is the first value that drives us in terms of what we do on a day-to-day basis. That's both for the beneficiaries of the businesses and the clients of our businesses, and at the same time, our investors that invest into our funds, and then also the beneficiaries of our business, our staff, and those NGOs and non-profit organizations that benefit as a result of this ecosystem that we've developed in our business. I'm deeply humbled by the fact that I can do this, not work, but live out a passion of mine on a day-to-day basis with the people I love, the people I care about, and the people both within Infra Impact, but also the CEOs of our portfolio companies, our co-shareholders in the portfolio companies, the entire executive teams in our portfolio companies, our service providers and advisors, our independent investment committee members, and last but not least, our investment partners that's granted us the opportunity that rallied to the call when we sounded the call to come and support us to make a contribution of building this next level of this rainbow nation and making South Africa a great place to live for everybody that lives in it. Is a humbling and a proud moment for us to have achieved what we've managed to achieve in a very short period of time. And I believe that if we continue with this trajectory, being true to our purpose, being true to our mission, we will achieve what we're setting out to achieve.